Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Endgame Podcast. I'm your host, Nathaniel Davis. Today, I'm joined by a guy I met through school. His name's Isaiah, also known as the ITFACTOR. He's super into politics and music, and we're just going to go for it. How are you today, Isaiah?
Not too bad. I'm feeling great. How you been, homie?
I've been okay, just chilling. Not much going on.
Well, you're that kid in my lab. Let's just put it at that.
Not sure what it means, but we're gonna just jump into it. So, how do you think this?
I just mess with people.
Yeah, I know. How do you think this whole Corona thing has been handled by Ohio?
I mean, let's put it at this: the no schooling. It's a paradox for me. It's more of, are we doing the right thing? So the issue with this whole Corona thing is that you're looking at it, you see that coronavirus, it could peak in Ohio at in mid-May, and school's coming back on April 6th. Now,
well, it got moved to May 1st today.
That's not good. Well, if you're bringing the students back before, if you're trying to prevent a peak, if you're trying to prevent people from peaking, bringing them back before the peak wouldn't be a good idea. You want to end it before the peak. You want to close the schools before the peak. And for us, it's more of, are we going to survive? Are we going to get coronavirus or not? Because we don't know. We don't know anything.
They're predicting that. I think they're predicting that 80% of people will get it, and they're just trying to slow the peak. So the whole flatten the curve concept that's been going around.
Yeah, I know that I've seen that. I had to do a thing for government today. I still go to school. I'm not bummed.
Yep. Hey, everyone's still doing it online.
Of course. I mean, it sucks, but
What do you think of that? Just being online. Do you think it'll work out in the long run?
Yes. I mean, yeah. It's going well so far from what it looks like. I mean, the students, it can be exhausting. Let's put it at this: putting yourself in front of a screen for hours at a time is draining on your body. It's exhausting, unhealthy. But in the end, are we learning things? Yes. Are we getting work done? Yes. Are we going to be able to graduate? Yes. So I think it'll be fine.
But do you think the learning is still as easy despite not having direct access to a teacher face to face?
I think they gave us easy enough tasks to where we can do it on our own. I usually have trouble in school more than others, but I tended to find it easy enough for me. But some may find it difficult. It just depends on who you are and how used to the technology is, because we're still not in the area where everyone's used to technology. Some people still do not have access to internet, and that's not really good for right now.
Yeah, but there have been some programs like Spectrum is helping out students without internet access and all that stuff, providing free Wi-Fi and all that. I think that's pretty good.
That's good. Well, for my area, we don't get Spectrum though. It's AT&T. Let me tell you something. It sucks at times. But yeah, I could see that. That's cool what Spectrum's doing.
Yeah, I mean it's not just them. It's other providers. So AT&T might be doing that. I'm not really sure, but
hey, since we're both in a class where we pretty much our jobs is about marketing, you think this is a marketing technique?
No, because I think it's a legitimate disease. I mean, it's definitely an interesting idea if we apply it to snowstorms, because there's a lot of the time when we like the news hypes up these big snowstorms that we're going to get. A lot of the time we don't really get said storms, and it just kind of fizzles out. But you still see everyone in there like shopping like it's the end of the world, you know.
Well, if the news hypes everything up. If you look, it's true. The news causes mass and they cause mass like panics. And
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't speak English.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine.
But like, I blame the news for this. They poorly report on everything. They overdo these things and not explain things. Like,
see, I don't think. No, go ahead.
Well, what were you gonna say?
Well, I don't think that this has been poorly reported, but people are panicking and like having these anxiety attacks over it because it's constantly being reported. Like, it doesn't matter what station you're on, there's always like that scroll bar on the bottom, and it's that constant reminder that people have it.
It sucks. It sucks. It really does. It's just it's stressful. It's hard on everyone: parents, children, teachers.
Yeah, because everyone's lives have been just changed totally because of it.
Yeah, it sucks, especially for someone like me where I hate just being trapped in one place. I can't stand it. So, that's how it is.
Yeah, but this definitely
it sucks.
We've kind of rolled back like the amount of school we're doing. Are you able to like spend your time doing other things that you'd rather be doing than school, like constantly? You know what I mean?
You mean like blowing cars up in GTA? Absolutely.
I mean, sure, because like I've been getting a bit more sleep and playing some video games, just hanging out and all that. So like, I started this whole podcast because I was just kind of bored because of not having stuff to do during this Corona bit.
Yeah, I've been doing stuff too. I've been trying to work on things, but I don't have the time or energy. It's draining. My family's had me work in our yard, and I'll tell you this, I live on a 2-acre farm.
Yeah.
We don't got any animals, but we got 2 dogs, but like we got enough to where there's always going to be yard work,
Yeah, 2 acres is a decent amount.
2 football fields. That's what an acre is about a football field?
I'd say so. I'm not quite sure, but I know my grandparents' lot is 2 acres, so there's plenty of room out there.
Yeah, it's a lot. Let's just put it at that.
Yeah, so besides your yard work, you've been working on any music?
Yeah, a little bit. Just trying to think. Like, I have ideas.
So before you get into that, Isaiah, how about you tell everyone like what you're doing?
Like, what do you mean by that?
They don't know who you are. They don't know that you're the It Factor. They don't know what that is. So explain it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm the sorry, if you would know, I speak poor English, but I'm a rapper for the past year. Ever since I was 15 and a half, I've been making these rap songs. I released my first song when I was 15 and a half. Now I'm like 7 days away from turning 17 and just, I'm busting out music. Well, the problem is I've gone on too many breaks, but it's not because I want to, it's because I just don't have the ability to get things done. But, excuse me, the It Factor is basically this kid that has the ability to make it. He just needs people to see. And where he's living, he doesn't have enough eyes for people to see him. I don't live in the city.
Dayton isn't exactly like a rap capital of the world,
Yeah, you got some Dayton rappers, but even then, they're just more known locally. Like,
that's what I mean. There's no like national recognition with Dayton and like the
most famous rapper right now from Dayton, I could tell you, is C-Money Baby, and the only reason why I know that is because I know his cousin.
Yeah, I've never heard of him, so.
I know his cousin. So.
Okay, well that's cool. So, what was the inspiration for that? Just kind of bored, just something you wanted to do? Like, who inspired you?
Really myself. It was just more of, I felt like I had something to prove. I felt like, I can do this. I was listening to a lot of rap music. I felt down, and listening to a lot of music, I would just try to perform it, and I felt like, I'm good at this. I actually can do this. And after freestyling a bunch to myself, I did everything I could, and I decided I was going to be a rapper. Had no clue how I was going to get there. It took me about a year to figure out that you need SoundCloud. But let me tell you, I've never grown up in a place where everyone knows high tech. I've never been really allowed to have social media. I've just been allowed to have social media recently. And I never knew SoundCloud was a thing. And I was kind of I acted more like a selfish person. I never saw, just take what you're given, because it could happen. I more saw like YouTubers make fun of kids my age that make music. Let me tell you something. Most of them suck. I can only think of like one or two of them that are actually good. But even then, it's more just because they're entertaining, not because I think they're good.
Okay, so you're talking about
Who?
the YouTubers.
Yeah, like the young child artist YouTubers.
Okay, gotcha.
Who? Yeah, you can tell most of them suck, right?
It depends, like, because definitely each content creator, they know what they're doing, and if they're out there to like just troll or do different things of that nature, like, they're appealing to their audience. So
man, I find they still suck. But I thought, I can do this. It was fun. It's fun. I mean, is it fun as I'm always having fun? No. It's draining, exhausting. Sometimes I want to cry because I feel like I'm not giving my best. But it's enjoyable. Let's put it at that.
have you, at least like up to this point, do you see it like moving along? You've seen progress, you've gotten better and all that?
Yeah, most definitely. I got the audio's better. The lyrics, they're staying the same, but I'm trying to improve on them and all that. So yeah, I see some progress. It's a slow progress, but raw talent. There's a million ways to cook beef. Let's put it at that.
Yeah, and everyone's always improving, no matter what it is. Like, that's the goal, at least.
Of course, we always improve at something, even something we don't even know we're improving at. We improve at it.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, like, it's just getting the reps in and like, continuously repeating something and like working it out so it sounds the best. Like, that's honestly just what it takes sometimes.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I got stuff down. The problem is, I think I can't look ahead of myself. That's the issue, is looking ahead.
Just getting too far ahead.
Yeah, pretty much.
So once you look,
my goal is.
Go ahead.
No. What were you gonna say?
Well, once you start like looking too far ahead, then you get like overwhelmed and all that, and you can't do that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's why I I had like a date for my album. I ended up releasing it 3 months after the initial release date because I just wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah. So how long do you think
it bummed out? How long do I think what?
How long does it usually take you to like write a song?
It can depend. It ranges. If I'm trying to like master something, like I have some different ways of doing it. If I just write, I can produce a decent song. Like all my songs in my eyes are good, but like if I just write and try my best, it's fine. But it really depends. Am I in the mood? Do I really want to, or am I just doing it to get away, or am I trying to just have fun with it? It all depends. Some songs it takes me like a week to make, Others I can pop off in 30 minutes.
Yeah. So when did your last song come out?
5 weeks ago. I have a song recorded, but I just don't know if I want to release it. But 5 weeks ago, not too terribly long ago.
Gotcha. So are you working on like a bigger project right now? Because you said you have a song like recorded, but
It's more of a
is
diss
there an
track on a
album
buddy.
coming? You know what I mean? Is there an album coming anytime soon?
I'm probably gonna do a summer EP. Release a couple singles in the summer. The album bits, I'm looking at releasing an album, I don't know, anywhere from September to November. But I definitely see an album coming. It's definitely going to come, and it's going to be bigger than my first one.
Okay, how many songs were on your first one?
My first one, 10. This one, I'm looking at 12 to 16 songs.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot bigger then.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about getting some guys on the album, you know, where I go to school. We got a few other kids that make songs, and, you know, just have a good time with them. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking about putting them on it so the process goes faster.
Yeah, getting that exposure, and then they can, you know, they don't have you writing songs as long because they have parts in the song too.
Yeah, and it's not laziness, it's more of creativity, because it takes a lot more work to, like, if you're two artists and you want to make a song, you gotta think, okay, how's this gonna sound? How are we gonna make this right? What would sound right? Does this go together with this? Is this off topic? What's on topic? What's this about? There's so many different steps to it, and that's really how it is for me. When I've only collabed with one other artist, and we got 2 songs together. But like our songs usually both our songs tend to be on topic. Is it work? Yeah, but it all depends. It just depends on how it is.
Yeah, and I mean, like, staying on topic of like knowing where you want the song to go with your partner is definitely important, because you look at like the bigger groups like Wu-Tang Clan. I couldn't tell you how many guys are in that, but they all, you know, all their songs sound just fantastic because they all have the same vision and they know what the song should sound like, or they want it to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. You know, just being able to read each other's minds. That's why some artists tend to do really good when they got features. If you got 2 great artists, they're both competing to see who can pull off the better, like, lines. You know, and for me, it was more of just like, how can we make this sound good together? But, you know, soon it'll be who's got the better lines. I can tell you that one.
So is he growing at about the same rate you are?
He's growing a little fast. He's a little faster than me. He's got, let's see, 212 subscribers on YouTube. The guy I've worked with, and you know, he's got a decent base. He's got songs that like are 4 times bigger than my most famous song. My most famous song's got only like 200 plays, you know, but
Yeah.
he's a little bigger, so I'm a little behind on him. And there's another artist. He could be possibly the most famous out of all of us, but even he's not really famous because he's only got about 100 subscribers. The only reason why we say that he's the most famous is because he's got a song with 1.2 thousand views on YouTube. That same song has 1.5 thousand on SoundCloud, and like 2 songs with 800 views and plays on both for 1 song each.
Gotcha, but it definitely sounds like you're in the right group, because you're with people that are going to challenge you to like get to their level, and they're still growing, so you have to work to catch up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'll tell you this kid, one of them, it's more of like, I think he just does it for fun, but he's good. Let me tell you that he's good, but lyrics wise, everyone says I'm better than him. but it's more just because he has the flow. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if people are saying that you have better lyrics than him, but he has the flow and that's why he's doing better, once you get that flow down and mix it with your lyrics, then you have something. Then you really start cooking.
Yeah, everyone says like I'm the king of speed. They say I can do the best when it comes to like rapping fast-paced lyrics with the smoothest flow. And it's I'm still working on it, but my plan is I'm probably not going to do a fast rap on my next album. I think I'm done with fast rap.
Okay, well, either way, it's your project, so you can take it in whichever direction you want. So, and that's kind of the nice thing about being your own producer and artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the great thing about producing is like you know nowadays you don't have to like sit there making these low quality beats. If you go on YouTube, you can look up free hard type beat like your favorite rapper and type in your favorite rapper type beat free, and you'll find these like thousands and thousands of different like type beats from that rapper that you like, and you can use that flow, and the beat's going to be right because it's the beat that is like your favorite artist's beat, so it works perfectly within the realm of what you're trying to do. Because a lot of artists have influences, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, who do you
And it's
think your
just like,
influences are?
when I was younger, it was Eminem, but I've kind of shied away from Eminem, like a lot.
Yeah, any reason?
Another like no, not specifically. Like, I don't want to get controversial. It was more, I just felt that I felt like he was out of touch. And I really didn't, I felt his BET freestyle just put him off
He wasn't the same as what
tune.
you remember.
Yeah, it didn't feel like the Eminem I liked. And I
Gotcha.
felt like he
Yeah.
was like in his BET freestyle. It has nothing, what I'm about to say has nothing to do with politics. It's just more of what he said. He said that Donald Trump's dividing us and all this, but at the end of the song, he said, if you're a fan of Trump and you like me, you have to choose between him and me. I said, well, if you're going to do that to your own fan base, I don't respect you. I want an artist that respects his fan base no matter what. And I'm not saying whether I like Trump or not. This has nothing to do with politics. That has nothing to do with it. It's just
You
more
just
of
think
I
that
can't
he should keep it out of the music. If
yeah.
people want to
I
like,
mean,
if people want to like an artist, they're gonna like an artist, and it shouldn't have to do with that.
yeah. It's like I have favorite artists, or like I don't like in all reality, it's more of like I don't care about the celebrity opinion, and that goes for everything. But it's more of like, okay, I'm done with this. He's out of touch and all that. I mean, does he make good songs still? Some are good. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Godzilla's good. But it's still hard to say, I like Eminem.
Yeah, I
I
feel
don't
that. I
listen to
feel
him
that.
anymore. I've moved on.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Machine Gun Kelly's a big influence on my music. I've always loved his rapid fire flow from back in the day. He's shied away from that completely, with a little bit of that rapid fire flow. Like he came back like last year. He did one with that rapid fire flow. But like that was my main influence listening to him. Like ever since I was young, I knew who he was. Never listened to him growing up, but like I knew who he was. I knew why he was called Machine Gun Kelly. I was fascinated by it. So he was a big influence on my music. Him
Yeah,
and guys like Tech Nine and Twista and Busta Rhymes too. Just I love those guys. All of them. Yellow Wolf, Twista Insane. I fell in love with them, and that's what influenced me in a lot of ways.
yeah. I mean, you definitely see like most of the guys that are famous right now have the influences from, a bit farther back.
Yeah. It's just it's just, nowadays rap is just weird. You got people just arguing, is rap nowadays good or not? My thing is, if you got to understand, what is it? What type of rap is it? Some of these guys I definitely will never call rappers. Lil Pump, Lil Xan, pretty much anyone with Lil in it, I don't really think's a good rapper. I can't really name you one good rapper that starts with Lil. But like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Travis Scott, I'll say this, I like 6ix9ine, but that's more just because it's fun to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, there's a line where it's kind of, you can tell that they're just doing it so they can have the hit and move on. And then there's people like, I know Travis especially, like, I listen to him, and you can tell in most of the songs, like, you can tell the difference when he was trying to just make the hit, and then the ones where, there's, like, definite meaning behind it. Or, like, it's not necessarily just for the entertainment.
Yeah. My other problem is, like, those rappers who are always doing, like, I did this once. Do I regret it? Kind of. But, like, at the same time, I'm not going to get rid of it. But, like, those mumble rap diss tracks from, like, YouTubers. Have you ever seen that? Like, those guys on YouTube that are, like, they're not even famous. They're, like, YouTube famous, but they're not hip-hop famous. Only, like, the diehards listen to them. But they're always doing the mumble rap diss track. And I'm like, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. But, like, it's more of just, like, I think it's an overkill. I think it's an oversaturated thing. And, like, I'm not a fan of mumble rap. I hate mumble rappers. You can even confirm, like, if I think a guy's a mumble rapper, he's a mumble rapper. But at the same time, I get annoyed when you hear all this, like, mumble rap diss tracks. It's more just like, stop paying attention to these guys and they'll go away eventually.
Yeah.
That's how it is for me.
Yeah, so kind of to wrap up here, where do you want to see yourself in, say, 6 months, a year, and then 5 years with, like, your whole rap thing? Where do you want the it factor to be?
6 months, I want to still be on SoundCloud. But at that time, I want to be making music videos. 1 year, I want to have a professional studio built. I want to build my own professional studio to where I can make a lot more music. In 5 years, well, times will change maybe. Who knows? No one knows the future. It's more of, if I make it, I make it. Let's put it at this. If in 5 years I've been still doing this, but I haven't gone far, like, let's say, like, overall I've only gotten 100,000 views. I mean, that's not bad, but it's more of, are you going to make money off this? Are you going to be able to pay the bills? Yeah. Are you even famous? Like, I mean, you can have a song with 100,000 views, but at the end of the day, how many of those views were actually people who listened to it? Like, Let's look at the YouTube algorithm. When they look at paying YouTube, when they look at revenue for YouTubers, they don't look at the number of views. They look at the watch time and the number of subscribers you have.
Yeah.
So if people are not listening to my things, if people are not listening to my songs, then I may have no choice but to just end it. But I'm not going to quit. And, like, I'm not going to be forced to quit. I'm just going to quit to where, okay, do I need to get a hold of myself? Is this really worth it? Do I have other things to do with my life? Is there other opportunities? Because, I'm probably going to go to college and work in the sports industry if I don't make it in rap. But, it's more of, what's it going to be for me? So I don't know. I can't tell you where I am 5 years from now. Maybe I'm big, and this will be like a very famous thing, a very famous retro thing that people will come back and say, oh, wow, this was him before he got famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and definitely, like, I wouldn't mind the views off of that.
No, I might have to come back if that happens. I might have to come back.
Hey, if it does, I'll have you back, man.
Yeah, but like that's what it is for me. You know what I mean? That's how I see myself in 5 years. Like, who knows where I'm gonna be? I might be dead. I don't know.
Well, I hope not,
like,
but yeah.
No,
You
I'm
just
saying
never
anything
know.
can happen.
You just never know, yeah.
You never know. You never know.
So,
North Korea could say, screw it, let's just nuke everyone. They decide to just nuke my town.
hey, well, you can't say it won't happen, but so last bit here, where can people find you?
What do you mean by that?
So what's your at on SoundCloud and YouTube and all that?
Oh, for YouTube, it's ITFACTOR, all caps with the space. SoundCloud, same thing. My name's going to be Isaiah Trammel. You'll find me from, it'll say, the town I'm from is going to say New Lebanon. Now, I don't actually live there, but that's where I go to school. But I'm not saying where I live for protection of my family and me. And for Instagram, just you'll find it. You'll find all my things for Instagram and Twitter on my YouTube and SoundCloud bios.
Okay, sounds
But
good.
Isaiah, what? Yeah.
No, finish up.
For ITFACTOR, just find Isaiah _ Trammel, ISAIAH, Trammel _ Trammel, TRAMMELL. That's my Twitter. And you'll find my SoundCloud on there if you're a big Twitter user.
Okay, so that does it for this episode of the Endgame Podcast. That was Isaiah Trammel, everyone. Hope to see you all in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.